Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Saturday check-in. Today is March 22nd, 2025, and thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe. Then head on over to the podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. Head on over to the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com, to check out the blog, give it some love, and then make sure you follow me on all the different social medias, and check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So, how is everyone? If you saw my short video that I uploaded the other day, then you'll kind of know where I'm at. But on the off chance that you have not, uh, it's been a very emotionally trying week. So starting back at Saturday, everything that we were supposed to do for my birthday just kind of like fell apart. My sister had this really bad raspy voice and sounded kind of sick. My niece and I made the collective decision that we didn't want to be exposed to that for any length of time, so we just decided not to do anything that day, and my niece and I instead hung out together for a little while and just, you know, went for lunch and then walked around downtown and did a few other fun things. And then later that night, she took me to the bar and we celebrated my birthday at the bar. And had a few drinks, ate some food, came home, and spent all day Sunday, which was my actual birthday, just crying and feeling sad and whatever else. Then Tuesday came and we were playing trivia, and things were starting to get a little bit better or whatever. And then it was like Wednesday or Thursday. Wait, if today's the 22nd, Friday was 21st. So yeah, Thursday, I find out that my biological mom passed away. If any of you have been longtime content watchers, you will know that my biological mom and myself had a very strenuous relationship, that she's been homeless and on drugs like my entire life, and just not a very good person, mother figure type, whatever. I have a lot of mixed emotions right now about her passing. The biggest, angriest moment that I have about it is that she didn't call me for my birthday on the 16th, and I should have called her, but it's okay. Like, you know, I don't need that clarity. I don't need that closure or whatever, because when I went down to Oregon a few weeks ago, I said my goodbyes then. And so, people keep asking me, they keep like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, for the most part I am. I don't know if I'm disassociating from everything or if I am just like, meh, whatever. So, definitely interesting. OHU there in Oregon accepted her body for medical research and science. And as soon as they're done using her remains for whatever purpose they use them for, they will cremate her and send her remains home to us. And then my sister and I will figure out what we want to do. I'm sure that we're probably going to divide the ashes up between ourselves and just kind of go from there. I wear a pendant already that has my dad's ashes in it, and I think I'm gonna buy another pendant for myself, and maybe get one for my sister, and that way we can each have a pendant. I don't think I'll put her on the same necklace strand, the same necklace strand as my dad. I'm not sure yet. I haven't made that decision, but yeah, it's but people keep asking me if, like I said, if I'm okay and if, like, basically how I'm feeling. And like I said, there's a part of me that wants to cry, and then there's another part of me that's just like, nah, buddy, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that today. So there might be something to be said for having dissociative identity disorder and having the internal family structure that's keeping me from all this, because I, when I was feeling really sad and mopey, I I told one of my other personalities, or whatever you want to call them, I was like, dude, you need to take over, because who's ever in charge right now is going to be an emotional wreck, and I don't want to cry over this, so take over. And now that I know that I can kind of talk to them and get them to like front, that's kind of interesting. And I got to talk to my therapist next week about that. So I think that's kind of who I am right now, is that one personality that I called on, or at least that's what's regulating my emotions. I don't know. But sorry, as per usual, I just woke up, came out to the living room, sat down, and turned on the camera. So there's going to be a lot of yawning in all of this. But yeah, so it's just been kind of unique and interesting how things are happening, and the ups and downs and in betweens. And then trying to schedule any kind of plans with my new friend has been rather difficult. We're supposed to spend most of tomorrow together. We were supposed to spend the entire day together, but they kind of double booked, and I'm not too happy about that. So it's whatever. Like, we were supposed to get together and have dinner, and we were going to watch movies, and we were going to do all the things. And so now it sounds like we're just going to have breakfast, and that we are just going to drive and kind of hang out. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we were going to go to Costco and go do some shopping and things like that. And I was like, okay, cool. There's a place over by the Costco that I wanted to go to. And I also kind of wanted to go to Walmart. And so we had kind of planned for this trip, and then he made other arrangements. So that's not happening now. But oh well. So yeah, later on this morning or this afternoon, me, my sister, and my niece are supposed to get together, and then we're gonna go out for a breakfast brunch type situation, and then maybe go walk around downtown, and then later this evening the bar has a band playing, and I'm supposed to be there for it, but with the way that I'm feeling, I really don't want to be there, but kind of have to. So we'll see what happens. All I do know is that it runs until 11 tonight. It goes from 8 to 11, and I'm not. I don't think I want to be there the entirety of the time. So I might get there at 7, get my stuff set up, and then at about like 9:30, 10 o'clock, dip out. So that's kind of the plans for right now. And then, at some point this afternoon, I need to clean the house up a little bit so that it's a little bit more presentable, because there's a whole bunch of shit on the couch again, and there's just really no place for people to come over and sit and visit. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things I got to do. One of the things I have been doing, though, since all of this has kind of taken place, is I've been doing a lot of arts and crafts. So I don't know if I'm focusing all of my attention onto the arts and crafts just to like kind of get away from the emotional trauma and drama that's happening, or if my doing the arts and crafts is just literally that for the sake of me doing arts and crafts. Yesterday I knitted this beanie, and it looks really large, but once you stretch it out and fold it up and do whatever, then it should be nice. But it's a nice little cable knit, and I made the little pom-pom on top, and so I've been doing a lot of stuff like this. And I made a 4.5 or 5.5 foot scarf in the same green color. So, but it looks really small, but it has the ability to stretch out. And for my birthday, I got myself a knitting machine. So that has cut down on some of my production time. It still takes quite a few minutes, about 45 minutes to an hour. But if I'm working on another one where I'm actually hand knitting the thing, and it's going on day 3 or 4 now. It's a little larger, and I use a knitting loom. I mean, I have the knitting needles. I just, I just don't know how to freaking use them. So that's one of those things that I'd like to teach myself how to eventually like actually use knitting needles. I have a crochet hook and stuff like that, and I just yeah, but this is the machine that I got myself. So it's the Centero, yeah, Centro. But you load your yarn on here, and then you just you spin it, and it knits. And it's got like these little suction cup things on the bottom. And then I have an older one from like the 1960s, 1970s. That's this little dude here. And same principle. You see how it comes up and grabs, and this is a tension rod for the yarn, and you just sit there and spin it and crank it out, and literally crank it out. So my landlord's daughter gave this one to me, and it's like vintage as hell. Like, I love it so much. It makes really thin tubes, but it's perfect for just making scarves. I think it's called like the Barbie hat maker or something like that. It's from Mattel, or at least that's what the instructions are from. Yeah, the knitting machine. Knitting made faster, easier, and beautiful. No knitting experience is required. Knit granny circles in seconds. Create afghans, pillows, purses, and shawls incredibly fast. I don't know how the fuck you would go about doing all of that with just this little machine, but here is the vintage box. So, like, when I say vintage, I mean vintage. I don't even know where, if there's a any kind of a year mark on this or what have you, but it says that it has a full 1 year warranty. So yeah, but like they show that you can make blankets and shit from this. And I'm like, how? Like, how are you gonna make a blanket? How are you gonna make a sweater? How are you gonna make a hat? Like, I just don't understand. And it says, oh yeah, it can do granny squares and all this other crap. And I'm like, you got to show me your proof on that one there, buddy. So yeah, this one isn't exactly the one that I wanted. There's one size up from this, and I think that's the one that I want, because this made this size of beanie, and I think the one up from this one is the 48 pin, which makes it just a little bit larger. But I also wanted the it's called the Aldi King, or Aldi Express King, or something like that. All of the parts are metal, and it's just a little bit more sturdy and rugged. This one, it spins nicely, except for once it starts to do the yarn, it will make this dot 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 sound or whatever. So I don't know. After all the coupons and discount codes and stuff that I had, I ended up only paying like $10 for this. It was like $9.39. Originally it was 37 something. So I figured $9.37, and I get my knitting machine that I want. I can always come up with an additional however much and get the larger size one. But they have these in all sizes. So I figured, what the hell? Why not? Right. And then I've been making jewelry again. So just kind of keeping busy. And I went to the Dollar Tree the other day and they had these little pom-pom makers. So you wrap your yarn around and then you continue wrapping it over here and then you cut it all up and it makes your little pom-poms. So then you just shape that with some scissors, which I got to go to the Dollar Tree and get some better scissors because I'm using little kid safety scissors and it's just not working. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in a nutshell. So yeah. Oh, and I don't know if you guys watch Has Been Hotel or not, but this is Angel Dust, and I love Has Been Hotel, and I can relate to Angel Dust so much. I absolutely love him. So yeah, this was another birthday present to myself. And the last birthday present that I got for myself is another Funko Pop. I got Etrigan the Demon, but the box came all kinds of fucked up, so I'm not very happy about that. And then they put these stupid shipping label things on here, and I don't know if I can get those off without wrecking the box, and like there's tears and stuff in it. I'm in the box collector, so the box is part of the collector value for me. But I got it fully refunded and I get to keep the product, so I'm happy with that. I actually got it beyond refunded. I paid after coupons and everything else on Amazon. It was $4.77, and then I paid with taxes and everything like $5.13. And because of the way that the packaging came, Amazon ended up giving me or refunding me fully and then giving me an additional like $5 on top of that. So I'm probably going to use that money to buy more knitting stuff. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go because I feel like I'm starting to ramble. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. And yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.